Oakley dokley. This is a very quick video talking about home features. And so as we're reading through real estate listings on real estate or domain, these estate agents, they will describe the property in ways that highlight its best features. Yeah, that makes sense. These are some of the things that they may highlight. There's some terminology in here that you may not have heard before. I think most of this is common sense, but I just want to go over it quickly so that I can make sure you read this page in the workbook. How does that sound? So let's read it together. Actually, there's 2 pages. There's this one and the next one. Yeah, so we've got external and internal home features. So with the block size, larger blocks are more expensive. They're more private. You can do more with them. And I think I said earlier in an earlier video, when I was a lad, the Australian homes had huge house blocks. They were a lot bigger than they make house blocks nowadays when they're dividing up new estates. That's obvious. So yes, they can provide more tranquility and more privacy and more beautiful gardens, but then there comes the payoff, which is the more maintenance. So I need you to know it's common sense, but a lot of people just don't pay enough attention to it or aren't quite aware. If you've got a house for sale here and an identical house for sale here, and they're on similar streets, they're both in a lovely quiet street in a great suburb that's just got good amenities and close to good schools, and yet this one here is on a block that's, say, 100 square metres smaller than this one, roughly. The value of this property is directly affected by that. If this property sold for 1.29 million, this one might only sell for 1.21 million because of the size of the block. It might go for significantly less. It shouldn't go for the same price as this one. Okay, so it's starting to bring your awareness around those key concepts is good. So that's about block sizes. Outdoor areas, same kind of thing. If you've got some beautiful outdoor areas, you've got courtyards or patios or a beautiful big deck, lovely gardens, herb gardens, vegetable gardens. That's lovely. Think about the maintenance of that. So whilst it's all beautiful, think about the maintenance. This is why we spend so much time in Module 1 going over your buyer's brief, because if you're purchasing a home with somebody else, then you need to have had those conversations with them about, do we want a swimming pool? Otherwise, if the person who didn't want the swimming pool is the one who's cleaning it every weekend and no one's swimming in it, that's very frustrating, and it will always be a place for friction. So having those conversations up front. Parking. So there'll be garages, carports, and then there's off-street parking and street parking. Garages are obviously the most secure for your vehicle. Carports are great. They protect your vehicle from the sun and from hail, which is really good in Queensland. We need to make sure we've got that protected. Also, if you've got a jacaranda that's constantly losing its flowers, that will really wear thin after a while if it's all landing on top of your car. Street parking, there are certain areas zoned in Brisbane which are metered parking or pay-as-you-use parking, and residents need to get a permit for understanding where the home is located for that purpose is good, and making sure, is there enough parking for when your family comes over and your friends come over, and where are they going to park their cars? Fencing's great. It provides security, and if you've got a good-looking fence, it can be aesthetically pleasing and add value to the property. Don't forget that they could restrict views in natural light and need maintenance. They do need maintenance. If you've got a timber fence, there's maintenance to be done. Not that there's not maintenance to be done on an aluminium fence, for example. But when we talk about the natural light, we'll talk about that when we go into the internal home features. But look where the light is coming from. And so they might say it's got lovely northern light in the garden. So have a look and notice where the light is. How much light is there? Are there overhanging trees and the backyard's very moist with moss and algae and it just doesn't get a lot of light? and then that can create issues as well. So just becoming aware of all of this. So if each of these was going to be described in a listing by a sales agent, they might say it's a corner block. Corner blocks are great. Some people love corner blocks because A, they could have access from multiple streets, more than one street. B, it's got a lot more lights, a lot less neighbours. Roundabouts. Some people don't like roundabouts because you've got car lights coming in and cars slowing down, driving around, and it can make a quiet street quite busy. A roundabout can be a quite busy part of an otherwise quiet street. So they're the external home features that we didn't really talk about. Landscaping. Somebody has spent $100,000 landscaping their home. It's beautiful. They've got all the gardens. Are you really going to be able to, do you want to maintain a $100,000 landscaping job, or is it really going to, once you've lived in there for 5 years, is it going to look like a $10,000 landscaping job because everything's overgrown or died or hasn't been fertilized or watered, there's not been the upkeep. So whilst these can look amazing, and their listings, when they write the listings, they'll be talking about all of the amazing amount of off-street parking, but just now we've got the pros and cons for each feature here for you. And then we've got the internal home features, which similarly, bedrooms. So obviously a home with 4 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms is going to be more expensive than a home with 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms. Relatively speaking, although recent times in Brisbane, we've seen a lot of interesting things happen with the prices escalating so quickly. If you've got, say, an extra bedroom, you might say, well, that's great. I need that for a guest, or I need that for my office, or I need that for my hobby. You might love quilting, or you might be really into cartooning, and you just really need all of your paraphernalia around you in its own designated area. Bathrooms. So I think it's important to note that from the listing on Real Estate or Domain, you really can't see sometimes you can't see if it's a full bathroom and another full bathroom, or a full bathroom and an ensuite, or a full bathroom and a toilet, or a full bathroom and ensuite and a spare toilet. How do they categorize that? How does that sales agent choose to describe that in the listing? Because really you can only just mention the number of bathrooms and number of bedrooms. And a lot of people will say, I only want to look at homes with 2 bathrooms. Well, does that mean that you want a bathtub and a full bathroom and then a shower and a second bathroom, or is it you just need a spare toilet? So determining that. Open plan kitchens are very popular. I remember in a home I lived in the olden days, kitchens were to not be seen. And that was because all the cooking would go on in there, all the mess would go on in there, all the heat was all confined in there. So there would be a door to the kitchen and then a servery, a little window that you could lift up, put the plates out so nobody could come in and see the mess that was in the kitchen. How totally different is it today? We're pulling apart homes like that and we're making them open plan, we're putting in big kitchens. And kitchen really now it's the functionality's changed. It's where the family comes together and they sit around the kitchen bench. There's 2 or 3 people doing things in the kitchen at once. It's not just the homemaker at home doing everything in the kitchen for all of the people who didn't come into the kitchen. So life's changed. And so recognizing how they're describing kitchens and how you can understand those as well. Multiple living areas, that 5th bedroom or 4th bedroom, it could become a TV room for the children. Flooring. Some people will fall in love with the timber floors on a home and basically look at nothing else. They will be like, oh my gosh, did you see the floors? I must have this home. That's how important. Oh my gosh, those are ornate ceilings. Did you see them? Oh, I've wanted a house like that ever since I was a little girl. That's great. Love those features, but pay attention, and we will teach you through this course, pay attention to everything else that's going on in the home, and we'll prepare you for that. Yes, carpets are great unless you've got dogs that are in and out all day and then they're just constantly needing cleaning. Ceilings, high ceilings. Everyone loves high ceilings. They're a selling feature because it creates spaciousness and luxury and light. And people love that. Don't forget that if you've got a large room with a huge high ceiling and 1 air conditioning duct at the top, that may not work. You might have to put a lot of energy into that duct to cool this room or heat this room. So pay attention to how they've got the energy spread out throughout the home. Windows. Yep, large windows can be great. They can let in lots of natural light and ventilation. And they can also, in winter, they can let heat out. And in summer, they can let heat in. All that beautiful natural light that you're receiving in summer is going to be full of heat. In winter, wow, how ideal. Let that natural light through. Make sure that there's some way you can then insulate yourself from that in the summer if the sun's shining through. And then lighting, natural light I've spoken about. That's a big selling point. Mood lighting's great. Lamps, sconces on the walls. They can really help to make a place feel inviting and homely. Okay, so there you go. A very short video on, well, it's more than 10 minutes, I'm sorry. But it's just to really give you a quick awareness of what you're encountering when you go to look at open homes and the language that the sales agent is using. Our next video will be about A-grade homes. And whilst not everybody can afford an A-grade home, we should be looking to tick as many of the A-grade home boxes as possible when we are searching for a home. So that's the next video. Thanks, my clever home buyers, and you will see my face. I won't see your faces except on Zoom. So anyway, see you next time. Bye.